Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Area Talks. This concept may look very much familiar from our Straight Talk concept, but today we're talking about areas, and it's all about area talks. And we're talking about Göktürk and Kemerburgaz. These are two little beautiful places right up in the north. We're gonna talk more about them, but we have a small montage now, and I want people to watch that, and we'll be back. Göktürk and Kemerburgaz are situated right next to one another, yet they could not have been more different. Although Göktürk is part of Istanbul, which gives you a sense of being on a holiday when strolling down its streets, with its perfectly manicured landscapes, casual lifestyle, golf courses, and upscale dining experience. The sizable population of Göktürk consists of expats because this small town meets the highest international standards not only in terms of real estate, but lifestyle overall, serving as the Hamptons of Istanbul, where everything oozes with affluence. Just as its name suggests in Turkish, Göktürk does indeed have the most beautiful skyline coupled with its beautiful landscapes. Another reason many choose to live here is because you can find whatever you're looking for without having to drive for hours. It offers plenty of leisurely activities, international cuisines, high-end shops, and numerous stylish coffee shops. Despite the fact that Kemerburgaz is located within the quarters of Göktürk, it is a small, rustic village with no pretense and simple working-class population. Kemerburgaz gives you a sense of belonging where the majority of the population is native-born, and needless to say, everyone is very friendly here. Kemerburgaz offers spacious, airy, and beautiful homes for more affordable prices than you would pay for in central Istanbul or even Göktürk. These two towns, despite their stark differences, go hand in hand as they complement one another, giving one a full experience of luxury and simplicity. Okay, now we're back from the montage, okay? Now, Cameron, we are actually grouping these two areas together, Göktürk and Kemerburgaz. In reality, actually, we shouldn't be doing that, but since these areas have now grew into one another and it's almost like one area with two different centers, I thought about addressing them in one video, right?
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. First off, let's talk about location. The location of these places are, as you know, it's sandwiched between the airport, the Belgrade Forest, and the central Istanbul. The location is so central that you can be at the airport in like 20 minutes and at the city center in like 15-20 minutes. I used to live in Kemerburgaz, as you know, which is a place that I really liked, and location wise, I think it doesn't get any better than that in Istanbul if you're looking for that type of a lifestyle, living outside of the city, yet in 15-20 minutes, 10 minutes in some cases, if you're going to places
Absolutely.
like Maslak and etc., you're there. Concerning the strategic location of these two places, what's your take on that?
Very simple. I mean, you actually summed it all up. It's a fantastic location. But I think what makes Göktürk and Kemerburgaz area really attractive is the whole setup, the ambience.
Mm-hmm.
Very green, low rise.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, there are, as far as I'm aware, there are no high rises in Kemerburgaz
No, absolutely not.
or in Göktürk. So you can't build high rises. It's a horizontal area.
Maximum
which is
5 floors.
Exactly, low rise. Plenty of green around, and very attractive for families, young families, as well as families with children. So both Göktürk and Kemerburgaz appeal to I would say, a trendy home seeker, who kind of people who would be interested in social activities such as horse riding, outdoor trekking, walking, and things like that. They tend to find the areas of Göktürk and Kemerburgaz very appealing.
Well, I mean, I can relate to that from my personal experience. When I first moved to Kemerburgaz, I thought I created the perfect setup because our office is in Şişli, and Şişli is the heart of Istanbul, and I could literally be at home in 15-20 minutes with no traffic. So I thought to myself, okay, look at the setup now. I'm living in Istanbul. I am at the center whenever I want to be. I can be in historic areas if I want to lose myself in the narrow streets of the historic peninsula. Or I can wake up in the morning and run into the forest with my dog. And so everything is available. I think location-wise, these places, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Well, I mean, since our audience are predominantly foreign buyers and foreign real estate investors, as far as they're concerned, both Göktürk and Kemerburgaz are hidden gems, because not many foreign buyers are aware of these areas, because these areas are not necessarily areas that are marketed in the foreign markets. Why? Well, one, because there's very low build density in these areas, which means you don't really have many new projects coming up, because zoning is very limited, hence preservation of the green and the forest. And also, I'd say to you that 90% of agents who operate in the foreign real estate market wouldn't even know where Göktürk is.
Yes.
Because it's not the kind of area they would socialize in.
Yeah, correct.
So given that, I think both Göktürk and Kemerburgaz are hidden gems.
Yes.
Only for the right audience, though.
Yes.
Only for, I'd say, the more cultured buyer.
Yes.
Who's used to that lifestyle, sort of the best of both worlds.
Yes.
You're in a metropolis. You're actually in. You are almost in the city center.
You are, yes.
You are almost in the city center, yet you're in the forest. You wake up to the sounds of birds and the sounds of nature in the city center.
Yeah.
So I think there are very few massive cities, such as Istanbul, where you have this set up.
Correct. Now let's take a look at demographics, and let's start with Göktürk. You're talking about 38,000 people, and 38,000 people is really, not a lot.
It's like a village, really.
Yeah, it is. Hardly a town. Let's take a look at the education status. University graduates, almost 40%. High school, 20%. Middle school, 16%. Primary school, 14%. And you have a bit of uneducated coming at 10%. When you look at the education status, Cameron, it is obvious that you have a highly educated population, isn't it?
I mean, 40% university graduates. I think this is well above Istanbul average, isn't it?
Correct, yes.
What is Istanbul average again? 25% or
25,
something?
30, something like that.
So, 40% is significantly above the Istanbul average. Age distribution.
Let me read the age distribution. 0-14, 21%, 15-24, 12%, 25-34, 14%, 35-44, 21%, 45 plus, 31%.
I mean, there's something you really notice here. Look at this. And this is very, very, very interesting, which tallies in fantastically well with the education level. Look, you have 31% 45 plus, and then at the other opposite end of the spectrum, you get 22% between 0 to 14. What does that tell you?
That tells you late parents.
Very smart. You're
not just a pretty face.
You're not just a pretty face, Alaattin. That tells you late parenthood.
Yes.
Late parenthood globally is associated with level of education.
And wealth.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. No judgments made. But late parenthood generally is associated with a higher level of education demographically.
Correct.
Whenever you look at different cities in a country, you will always notice that cities with a higher than average education level, their average parenthood age is generally higher.
Yes.
Than those cities where level of education is lower. So this actually goes to indicate what we thought we would see in Göktürk and Kemerburgaz. So it basically gives you a clue about the demographics of these little towns.
Not just a clue, a clear idea.
A clear idea.
If you can read stats and data. Marital status, married 63%.
Marital status.
Marital status, married 63%, single 25%, divorced 7.9%, widowed 3%.
So there's quite a few married people in these areas. Is that what we're saying?
Families.
So high level of education,
Late parenthood.
late parenthood, and a very high percentage of married people, which indicates family orientation, residential, highly residential, and a good level of education, plenty of forest, plenty of running, jogging and exercising grounds, low build density, no high rises. Sounds like paradise to me, dude.
Cameron, we got that. You keep on repeating yourself now. Don't repeat yourself.
I had a go at him. He's having a go at me.
Yeah.
I had a go at him.
This
He's having a go at
is
me now.
Cameron Deggin's problem. He keeps on repeating himself.
I like to make sure I pass the message across. I reiterate.
Come
My
on.
father is a teacher, well, was a teacher. So, I inherited it from him.
Okay. That's good. I will show you a stark difference now. We're talking about two areas, right? Kemerburgaz and Göktürk.
Yes.
Now, this was the demographics of Göktürk.
Oh,
as
this
you
is
described.
this is Göktürk.
Yes. Now, the demographics of Kemerburgaz.
Let me guess.
So,
Let me guess.
yes.
Let me guess.
Guess.
Level of education slightly lower.
Correct. Don't look.
I'm not looking.
Okay.
And slightly lower.
Yes.
Percentage of married people maybe slightly lower, but certainly the age group, sort of the parenthood age, definitely significantly lower, I would say.
And you
in
would be
Kemerburgaz.
right.
Yeah, because Kemerburgaz, although geographically is very closely located to Göktürk, when you drive through Göktürk and then you drive through Kemerburgaz or vice versa, you can't help but notice that the two areas are different. Göktürk is noticeably more elegant, noticeably cleaner, tidier. When you look at people around, you can't help but observing that demographics are different too. Whereas Kemerburgaz, although it's very close, it is more like a village.
Yes.
It has a more slightly less cared look about it. There's some industry that you can see sort of untidily lying around. If you see what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm not saying anything untoward. Kemerburgaz is really, really nice. And
I actually rather Kemerburgaz over Göktürk. Göktürk is too commercial for my taste.
yeah, you find
Yes.
Göktürk a little bit too manicured, maybe.
I find Göktürk to be a little bit show off, to be honest.
Okay,
with
I
you.
get you. That's why I said
Yes.
Hampstead and
Exactly.
Richmond, because these are exactly the types of places in London.
Because
green,
yeah.
but a little maybe pretentious.
Yes.
But Kemerburgaz has this
Village.
more villagey, more
Yes,
authentic edge.
Yes. Anyway, let's take a look at some of these examples, right? I mean, let's talk about some property prices. And in Göktürk, you're basically talking about... we're going to talk about Göktürk first, and then we're going to move to Zekeriyaköy. In Göktürk, you're basically talking about price per square meter between $1,000 to $2,000, and a price of a two-bedroom in premium residences could go as high as $400,000 US, and it could be as low as $200,000 US in Göktürk. We're talking about Göktürk. And if we are to give you an example, right here, this two-bedroom property in this very nice development would cost you $245,000, $250,000. These are very spacious homes. Look, you can see the design, the quality, the space, and that's why I like these places. Don't you think, Cameron? I mean, what makes Göktürk and Kemerburgaz homes over there special is that they're good homes. Like, people literally in central Istanbul, the developers care about making money and etc. But there, they give it to you. They give you the real deal.
I mean, I think developers anywhere in the world care about making money unless they have a charity status, which I don't think they do. But thanks to the zoning and planning regulations applicable in Göktürk
Yes.
and Kemerburgaz, they couldn't possibly build these cookie cutter style high rises even if they wanted to. So they have to leave sufficient amount of green space. They have to have a low build density, not because they want to, but because they have to. Okay,
yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
let's get that right. It is a shame that
Yeah.
well, it's maybe a shame, maybe not, but the reality is that
Yeah.
a great majority of our foreign buyers, they have no idea about Göktürk and
Yes.
Kemerburgaz. And in fact, they end up buying in places and paying the kind of prices whereby in Göktürk they could pick a very, very decent home that would actually enhance their lives.
I'm going to show you one example.
This is a
one of my favorite
beautiful
projects.
designer
Check
apartment
this out,
block.
Cameron.
I know exactly where it is.
Me too.
I mean, I drive past it quite often, in fact.
Me too.
It's a beautiful,
Look at that.
beautiful residence. I mean, look at this.
Look at the style.
Modern, contemporary,
Everything.
stylish, backing straight onto the forest.
Look at this.
You know, very, very decent. I mean, if you ask me, I would prefer one of these to the city center high rises any moment. Any moment. And,
Of course.
and lower prices too.
Yes.
So you get the lifestyle, and you don't have to pay an arm
And
and
you
a
get
leg.
the space, right?
And you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for it.
Of course.
So, these are the types of things that we hope through our videos, potential would-be buyers pay attention to, and they don't pigeonhole themselves, and that's the only expression I could use, into buying the bog standard high-rises, residences that every other agent has in its portfolio.
Exactly.
Please, guys, just open your eyes and realize that if certain projects and certain properties are being sent to you by so many agents, they are mass market. You're not buying anything special. You're basically following what every other person is doing.
Yes.
If you want to do something a little bit out of the box, a little bit special, something that would enhance your life, in my opinion, a lot further than buying into one of these busy high-rises, then start looking at places like Göktürk. Start looking at places like Kemerburgaz. Or talk to us and we'll help you do it.
Yes, not necessarily profitable for us, but we'll do it.
Yes.
Because this is the straight talk. That's what it is. Okay, we showed two properties from Göktürk. Let's take a look at this project from Kemerburgaz.
I know this project as well.
I know it too. Again, similar to
It's
what
been done
where
now.
I
think
used to
it's
live.
Almost completed.
Yeah, you got the luxuries and everything, and a 2-bedroom here. You can pick it up 162.
Yeah.
162.
Yeah.
I mean, and this project, these are the renders. So you may not necessarily understand the location and the views that you can get from this project, but all of these things that we're talking about applies to this specific project as well, a
Yes.
new building. You don't get that in Central Istanbul.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Lastly, let's wrap this up and let's
Why
talk
don't you
about
ask me about the investment,
That's what I was gonna
sense or
ask
the
about.
investment potential of these areas?
That's what I was going to ask you about.
You see?
In years to come,
Yeah.
what Göktürk and Kemerburgaz is going to be? What's going to happen? How do you evaluate this place from investment perspective? Very shortly, then I'm going to close the show.
All right. After the opening of the new airport, Istanbul Airport, 3 years ago, whenever it was, I think 2-3 years ago, prices in Göktürk and Kemerburgaz have already gone up by 20-30%. Because, well, you come off Kemerburgaz, you come off Göktürk onto the main highway, and in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you're at the new airport. And there's hardly ever any traffic. Well,
Correct,
the
yes.
traffic isn't dense. So Göktürk and Kemerburgaz now are not only very central, in the forest, low rise, giving you plenty of space, rather elegant, but also very close to Istanbul's international airport.
Yes.
All right, so do not follow the crowds. This is what I would say. If you're looking for a viable investment in Istanbul, trust me, anywhere in the world, not just in Istanbul, trust me, if you follow the crowds, all you're going to get is average. All you're going to get is bog standard average in terms of investment. If you want to make a viable investment, think outside the box. Do not follow the crowds. And I can tell you one thing, neither Göktürk nor Kemerburgaz are the crowds in terms of lifestyle and investment. Think, go and see these places, understand what we're talking about, and make the right decisions if you're looking for a home in Istanbul and a viable investment in Istanbul.
Cameron Deggin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For this episode. And guys, any questions, comment them down below, like the video, and also with this WhatsApp number you can reach us, message us if you're interested in Göktürk or Kemerburgaz. And until next episode, right?
Sure, yeah.
See ya.